found 10 AI tools that are completely insane. I tested them for 30 days straight, and what happened next was shocking. By the way, tool number 7 did 3 days worth of work in around 20 minutes, and I'm gonna show you exactly how I did that, so stick around until the end. This video is not sponsored by any of the tools mentioned, and I am not affiliated with them in any way. All opinions are my own. This first AI tool is absolutely insane. It planned my entire month in less than 3 minutes. I've never seen anything like this before. Let me show you exactly what it did, and let me switch to my laptop here. The first app we're going to talk about is Motion, so let's set it up. Motion is this AI tool that's designed to help you with productivity, meaning that it will help you rearrange the tasks according to what are your needs throughout the day. Let's say I have a daily task to check my email, so I can just click on this, I can mark it as complete, I can change the priority, I can change the status. For example, let's say we have this in progress because we're checking the emails right now. We can set the status to in progress, and you're gonna see it on your calendar with a yellow circle. You can click on that when you finished it, and it's automatically recalculating all of the tasks according to this task that I finished. So if I already finished a task, Motion will know that I finished it, and it will rearrange all of my calendar according to what tasks are a priority for me right now, and it will move everything according to my needs. For example, these 3 tasks were scattered together throughout my day. Motion linked all of them together because it knows that it's not really important for me to do each of these tasks individually. They are only reminders and they are not important tasks. Meanwhile, important tasks such as film content, they stay in the same place because they have a deadline, and I know that I need to film content every day starting at 8:30 a.m. without exceptions. Let me show you another cool thing that Motion does. For example, I have a task, let me create it here. Let me create a task. Let's say negotiate the contract with the vendor. Let's say that this is a very important task. I need to get a very good price for my vendor. So let's put the status as to do. And for the priority, let's set it up at ASAP because this is very important. So when I save this task, instead of keeping it here to where I actually created, it knows that it's a task that needs to be finished as soon as possible. So Motion automatically found the most convenient place for me, and it put it right here. This is the earliest spot where Motion could add this task in order to respect my requirement for this task to be made as soon as possible. And if you click on the task, it's gonna actually tell you that it was auto-scheduled on Monday, March the 3rd because it should be done ASAP. And you can turn this off if you want to. If you turn it off, it's gonna automatically put it where I left it. Another cool thing that Motion does is you can create a project with the help of AI. All you have to do is click on this purple button right here. Alright, so I can just describe this project in a few words. This project is for our web design team to create a website for a client called XYZ that's located in Colombia. This website needs to be minimalistic and have warm colors. So let's just click generate and preview. Motion is automatically going to do all of the work for me. It says right here, it only takes around 15 seconds, which is absolutely amazing. And it's going to generate an entire project management setup. So right here we have all of the stages, which is intake, design, development, quality assurance, and delivery. Each step has its own sub-steps, and you can actually change some things in here if you'd like to, according to what you are doing on the field. For example, the intake, maybe this takes around 7 days instead of 5. You can just change that. So the first step should be an event. And it says right here, schedule onboarding client XYZ. It starts with +0, meaning that it's the first step that we're gonna do right after the client pays us and signs the contract. It automatically sets the status as to do, priority high, because this is very important, and it automatically assigns it to the project manager. Now, if your internal structure is made differently and you have somebody else that's gonna onboard the client, you can just click on this and assign it to another person. Assign it to the quality assurance tester or yourself or whatnot. You also know which one you modified. You can also see that this one is modified because it has this orange outline. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you're gonna realize that all of the tasks are in the correct order. So all you have to do is just assign it to the right person, give it a different deadline if you want to, name it a different name. And also if you feel like they have missed some steps, you can also add a new task or event. And if you want to, you can move it between these other ones. It's the same with every stage, and you can add a new stage if you want to, which is going to basically replicate a part just like this one, and you can change whatever you want to change in there. Of course, everything is very very customizable. And of course, after you did all of the changes that you need to make, all you have to do is click save. And it says right here, your project workflow template has been created. This means that we're going to be able to use it whenever we're creating a new project in this workspace. And just to show you how it works, you click on project and you're going to see it right here. All you have to do is name the project, set the date starting today, assign all of the roles, and Motion is going to do everything for you. It's going to divide it into tasks. You're going to see them right here, and you're going to also see them on your calendar. But guys, wait until you see the next tool that I'm going to speak about. It handled 100 emails for me in the same time it takes to make a coffee. Watch this. Tool number 2 is called Shortwave.ai, and it's basically an AI native email for businesses. Think about Shortwave as some kind of a Slack, but for emails. You can grant it access to all of your emails, and you can include all of your team members, and you can collaborate with them on your emails or on their emails with the purpose of creating new tasks and tackling important stuff to do. Let's see what it does. So they work with pretty big companies such as Twilio, X, Spotify, HubSpot, and it's basically an AI email assistant, which is one of the most used features. Next up, it helps you write and enhance your emails. It has a search and find capacity, also autocomplete intelligently. You can ask their AI to check your availability and create calendar events based on the emails that you're getting. I don't know about you, but if someone asks me about my availability on my email, I always do this manually. I always book a call with them manually, and I always had to get back to them to confirm and stuff like that. With Shortwave, that's not needed anymore. And finally, team collaboration. You can invite your team members just as you do on Slack, and you can work together on the tasks that you're getting from your emails. Pretty cool, right? Let's create an account and let's check them out. Alright, so I just created my account with Shortwave. And as you can see right here, I have a lot of spam, but I also have some payment notifications, some calendar upgrades, some invoices, some updates on some orders that I'm having. My accountant sent me some invoices. So first of all, let's use the AI assistant and try to clean this up. So it says here that it's thinking. It's making a plan. Wow, this is pretty amazing, guys. So it extracted all of the important things that actually need my attention. As you can see, my email is pretty messy. This is my personal email, and I get a lot of spam, a lot of updates from tools that I'm using. Nothing really important. But with the help of Shortwave, I was able to extract all of the important ones. So first of all, I have a payment issue with Brain.fm, a tool that I actually used in this video. I have some important documents to sign, so my accountant sent me some documents that I need to sign regarding an employee at my company. And the amazing part about it is that even though it's in Romanian, which is my native language, it automatically translated it and it knows that it's important. So it says right here that it's related to employment, resignation, decisions, and addendums, which is exactly what it is. These seem to require your attention and possibly signatures. So yeah, I'm not making this video just for fun. I actually found an email that needs my attention until tomorrow. It's found an invoice. Number 4 is arguably, I don't know if it should be here because it's basically a security alert that tells me that Shortwave has gained access to my Google account. I don't think this should be here though, but the last one should because it's a package pickup and I only have until Thursday, March the 20th to collect it. So I'm gonna give it another prompt, find me similar emails from the past week. And what it did, it basically grouped them into payment issues, invoices and receipts, important documents, and security notices. What if I go the other route and tell Shortwave to find me emails that are not important? So I basically gave it the similar prompt. Alright, what I like to see here is that they are telling me that these emails are not important and they can be safely ignored. I think this is a pretty bold claim for an AI tool, mainly because AI tools are not giving you cutthroat responses just like this one. Because if it says right here that I can safely ignore them, I will ignore them. So it's basically risking for me to ignore an email that might be important. It is that confident. Let's see if it can delete them. All right, so it doesn't have the ability to directly delete emails, but hey, you still got them and you know which ones they are, so you can delete them yourself. Let's try something different. So another thing that I want to test it with, I told it to create a to-do list for me based on the important emails from this week. And I told it to add that list to my calendar. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it actually created a to-do list. It uses the date for tomorrow, and it also grouped it into urgent payment issues, invoices and payments, documents requiring attention, package pickup, security and account notices, and optional. So let's see where this gets us. Let's click on the create event. So it says right here that it's created a to-do list based on my important email. So let's check out our calendar, guys. And it is right here, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Let's click on this. So let's click on it. As you can see, if you click on it, you're gonna find all of those items that Shortwave gave us. So it's a pretty amazing thing to have. This next tool actually blew my mind. It took this messy 20-something page document and turned it into a perfect presentation in less than 30 seconds. Take a look at this. All right, let's play with Notion a bit. They are pretty much the OGs in this field, and they are a fun little tool that we could use for everyday stuff basically. So Notion's AI capabilities are best used when you click on Notion AI, this part right here. So it helps you with a lot of day-to-day tasks such as ask a question, draft everything, brainstorm ideas. What can Notion AI do? Next up, it can summarize, it can get help with code, you can draft anything, you can write anything. So let's start with ask a question. When did the last dinosaurs die? And it gives you an answer 66 million years ago. Let's try it for something a bit more interesting. Let's summarize something. Let's try something more interesting. Let's create a new page and let's ask our AI to write us the history of the United States. And it's probably going to begin writing all of the history. It's going to turn all of this information into a new document that we're probably going to name the history of the United States. Let's just do that. All right, so now that we have this document right here, let's go back to Notion and let's summarize this document. And it's probably going to take that document and write it into a more summarized way. Now, this is very good for people who are going to school or university because we all know that they have a lot of books to read and they have a lot of documents that you need to be familiar with. Now this tool right here summarizes basically everything and you can get just the main points that are important, and you're still gonna pass the exam because you will know the basics. And another interesting thing that Notion has is this thing that's called make a flowchart. If you click this, you can ask their AI, how do you want your flowchart to be created and what is it about? All right, so I want you to create a flowchart explaining my wife that my salary is 10% of what a Louis Vuitton bag costs and we cannot afford it. Include sarcastic and funny elements to it. Let's just hit enter and see what it gives us. All right, let's expand this. So my monthly salary, 10% of a Louis Vuitton bag. Can we afford it? Yes and no. In an alternate universe where money grows on trees, yes. No, in this cruel reality we call Earth. The yes part has where we also own unicorns and chocolate doesn't have calories. Should you try anyway? Yes. Living in a stylish cardboard box next month, at least the box can hold a bag. And no, making responsible adult decisions, saving for things we actually need like food, shelter, and my sanity. Maybe consider a lovely bag-shaped drawing instead. All right, so it's also good at creating these flowcharts and lots of other things. You have all of the list here and I highly encourage you to try it out for yourself. Guys, you probably are amazed already, but I'm not even halfway through this list. This next tool that I'm about to speak about is actually insane. It helped me focus for 8 hours straight, and trust me, I have focus problems. I've never been able to do that before. So watch what happened when I tried this. This is your brain when you're struggling with focus, and this is your brain when you're in the zone. But you see, we're always going to have resistance, distractions, interruptions, and fatigue throughout the day. So that's how this amazing app that's called Brain FM came to be. It's like a do not disturb status for your mind, and you only need to use it for like 5 minutes in order to be focused. Brain FM combines these two things that are called science and sound, and they are doing this together in tandem in order to guide your brain to achieve optimal focus. So let's try it for free. Let's say I want to try focusing. So what's your focus goal? Let's get motivated, guys. What kind of work do you plan to do today? Let's say administrative tasks. Do you have ADHD? No. Not that I know of. Alright, so they have this thing that's called brainwave modulation. When you're deeply focused, your neurons fire together at a specific frequency. If they're not synchronized, focusing can be hard. This is why Brain FM's music includes rapid volume pulses that serve as a stimuli so your brain will sync up. After only 5 minutes, guys, your neurons will match the fluctuations of the music, making it easier for you to stay focused. Now, I'm really curious about this. And the neural effect level is basically, this is why they asked me if I have ADHD or not, because low is the best if you're overstimulated and anxious. High is the best for ADHD brains or if you need an extra boost. Alright guys, we're ready to go. Let's click continue. What styles of music you like to work to? Let's go with lo-fi. We'll personalize your sounds based on these genres. Let's click apply personalization and put your seatbelt on. Alright, so let's do it. Let's click continue. They are telling me to use headphones, so I have them right here. Let's plug them in and let's click start listening. Alright guys, so I'm done with the 5 minutes. To be honest, I feel a bit motivated to work and I really want to do, I don't know, it induced some kind of a feeling in me that I want to work, like I want to work right now. So I think it works. There were a few instances, to be honest, where I felt sleepy, so I yawned a bit there. I wanted just to go to sleep. But overall, I think that this app is actually working as they say it does. I'm really curious about the whole process of this app working, and I want to see it work for myself in other instances, such as going to sleep, because I have trouble going to sleep. So for now, I think it's a pretty cool thing to have, but I want to test it a bit more. I definitely recommend you guys to try it out, especially given the fact that they offer free trials. Leave a comment below telling me what is your personal opinion about Brain FM. This next tool is mind-blowing for whoever's writing emails, text, letters, whatnot, so basically everyone. It wrote an entire project proposal in less than 45 seconds. And not just any proposal. Let me show you the quality of this stuff. Let's talk a bit about Grammarly. You probably heard about this because they don't have that many competitors, and what they do is pretty simple. They correct your text, and their whole unique selling proposition is, let me show you, communication defines success in modern work. And they're showing you some graphs here that are telling you that 88% of the work week is spent on communication. 19 hours of the work week are spent on writing tasks, and $16.5 million is how much companies with thousands of employees can save with AI. So it lets us know that we are spending a lot of time communicating, and that is absolutely true. So Grammarly has some key selling points such as considering goals, adapting to the audience, rewriting texts, composing, replying, and resonating. Let's click on the last email that we got, the one that we got from Notion after we sign up with them. Let's click on reply. So with Grammarly, you have an option to reply quickly. Let's press on that. And it's gonna give me some options. You can confirm, ask, suggest, or more ideas. Let's hit suggest. Then you have an option to make it friendly, persuasive, or professional. Let's make it friendly. And once you decide on responding, just click insert. By the way, I'm 90% sure that this is how emails are actually written nowadays. Next up, let's say that we're just writing some text. Grammarly is going to automatically detect that we have misspelled writing, and it's gonna help us correct it. All you have to do is just click on this green button that says accept. And that's it, we have a correct text. And of course, once you install this plugin on your laptop, it will be present basically everywhere. Even if you're writing notes, you're answering Slack messages, even if you're checking your email, you're gonna always see this thing pop up right here, and you will be able to use it very, very quickly and convenient. To be honest, I use Grammarly everywhere because I'm writing a lot of tests, I'm writing a lot of emails, I'm writing a lot of documents, I'm writing a lot of contracts, and I need to use correct grammar and correct writing. So I never write anything without Grammarly. And it's not a shame to use it because you never know when you might miss a comma or you might misspell something. Grammarly will be there for you just to make sure that you will never send any wrong emails anymore. So yeah, that's about it. Let's move on to the next one. So I thought I was organized before, but this AI tool is on another level. It managed my schedule so perfectly that I finished a week's worth of work in only 3 days. Let me show you exactly how it works. Alright guys, this program is very close to my soul and it's called Reclaim.ai. This is a very special project because it helps you reclaim the time that you would usually lose. So let me tell you what this tool does and why is it so special. It's a calendar scheduling and synchronizing tool. So nothing special about it, right? There are hundreds just like it. Well, not really, because this one actually focuses on your free time and not on your time that you spend in meetings and actual tasks. It says right here on their homepage, AI calendar for your work and life. And if you scroll down, it's pretty funny because you're gonna see stuff like this. Engineering, protect no meeting days and get more done. Product, defend your focus time and integrate your task list. HR, prevent burnout and increase productivity. And more than that, they say that you can generate an extra day every week. So they're pretty much focusing on the time that you can save and actually use that time for yourself and not for the company. All right, so the very first thing that I see when I'm setting up my account is a auto-scheduled buffer time. I should send this app to my boss. I think he'll really, really appreciate it. Not. So you can select the buffer time by decompression time of 15 minutes, schedule a 15-minute break after meetings with video conferences. Of course, everyone needs a 15-minute break after every single call they have, right? Oh, and this is even better. They also have a travel time where you can add 30 minutes buffer before and after events that have a location. Amazing. Let's click continue. Reclaiming your time. We're almost there. All right, so as you can see right here, the main things that we can do is flexible time blocking, priorities, habits, which helps you create flexible, adaptive time for your recurring routes, scheduling links, and buffer time. So let's just go with one of the options here. Let's do habits. Making time for routines can be difficult. With habits, you can defend recurring time on the calendar for your work and personal routines, so you don't get pushed to the back burner as the week books up. All right, so you can create a habit from here. Let's say go to gym. Priority should be critical because this is a habit that I should do every day. Select my calendar, select the color. You can add notes and a location. And let's say my gym time is every day, Monday, Friday, from 10 a.m. till 11 a.m. Let's copy to all. And this means every day from Monday to Friday, I'm gonna be busy going to the gym. So what this does is that people are going to see my calendar, but they are not going to be able to book any meetings or calls in that time frame because the priority is set to critical. And this means that this is more important than anything else. So it's going to prioritize me going to the gym other than calls and meetings and events and whatnot. All right, you can also have a visibility that's public, so anytime someone tries to book something in that time frame, they're gonna get this message. And I love this thing right here, time defense. How aggressively Reclaim should defend this event on your calendar. I feel like my calendar now is like a castle that wants to be claimed by the marketing team, but they will never be able to do it because I have the Reclaim.ai time defense option. And you can select auto decline invites. You can customize the email message as well. Let's save this. All right, so as you can see right here, it already changed my calendar, and every day I have gym time from 10 to 11 a.m. And also I have a meeting tomorrow, and it already added up a decompressed time starting from the time the meeting ends up until 15 minutes after that. Now, of course, this is just a meeting here, but it's gonna do the same thing with all of the meetings that you might have. Maybe you have 10 meetings in a day, which is a lot. It adds up a lot, and you're gonna have those 15 minutes after every meeting, which is a God-given thing. Okay, you probably wanna sit down for this one. This one is the tool that shocked my entire team. It captured every single detail from a 2-hour meeting and created a perfect summary without missing anything from the meeting in less than 10 seconds. No, I'm not exaggerating. Watch this. Now, this tool is a pretty interesting one because it basically generates timestamps, it will identify the speakers, and it has a lot of other smart search filters. Other than that, it can transcribe any meeting, and it will also analyze your performance on a call. So if you're talking about numbers on your calls, this tool will basically be able to analyze the performance of your numbers, and it has a lot of interesting features that will provide a lot of analytics and insights into your meeting's productivity. And if you're talking about numbers, it will give you a lot of ideas when it comes to those numbers. So what I can do right now is go to meetings. I have an option to schedule a meeting, add to a live meeting, or upload a meeting. So let me just upload a meeting that I have already recorded on my laptop. All right, so right now I'm uploading the video recording of the Zoom meeting that I had earlier today. Hit upload. All right, so now the meeting is uploaded, and it says right here, processing transcript. So they are basically extracting the transcript of the conversation right now. I guess they analyze it through text. So they will get the text out of all of the words that we've spoken into this meeting, and it will analyze that text. All right, so processing is done. Let's see what Fireflies can do for us. All right, so let's see if it nailed it. Now, overview. In the recent sales and consultation meetings, we discussed Julian's newly launched print-on-demand business, which is true. He faces challenges in social media content creation, developing a marketing strategy. The session concluded with an offer of a 3-month mentorship program to further Julian's business efforts, prompting him to evaluate his potential investment and communicate his decision via Instagram. Yes, that is exactly what happened. I've spoken with Julian, and I tried helping him with his print-on-demand business, and we agreed to the fact that he needs a 3-month mentorship program. He agreed with all of the conditions that I gave him, and he told me that he's going to communicate his decision via Instagram. This is exactly what happened. And the notes are also divided into categories: introduction and background, print-on-demand business, e-commerce insights, website analysis, and there are also some action items right here which tell me basically what things do we need to work on and what things should I expect from Julian. And I just realized they have a pretty awesome feature. As you can see right here, it has introduction and background, so you can see all of these bullet points, which are the basic ideas. But it says right here that I can actually get more details of any of these bullet points. So for example, we spoke about personal experiences and pets in the beginning of the call. So I can click on this and let's see, it's looking into the transcript, getting more details, and it goes more into detail. So Julian shared that he had a dog for 16 years and recently had to put her down. The conversation highlighted the emotional bond people have with their pets, and Julian also mentioned that he has friends in Romania, but his family is from Buenos Aires. And finally, if you don't want to see the notes only in writing, you can also click on the video and you can actually see the actual video and follow it with these notes. Alright guys, so Fireflies is an absolutely amazing tool, especially if you have a lot of meetings in a day. And the reason why I'm saying this is that you will get a transcript of all of the meetings and you'll get action points. Maybe you forgot about something that you talked with a prospect. Fireflies will tell you about it. And I think it's a really interesting tool, especially for sales, because salespeople always want to go back to the calls they had to see what mistakes they made that maybe ruined the call, that maybe made the prospect to not go further with the purchase. And I think that this tool is absolutely amazing for that, but not only. Let's move on to the next one. This next tool is crazy by itself. We all know about it. We've probably used it at least once in our lifetime. It pretty much automated like 50 different tasks, and it usually used to take my team hours upon hours to do. And the best part about it, it works while you sleep. Let me show you how it works. Alright guys, so this tool is one of my favorite tools from all time. Its name is Zapier. You've probably heard about it. It's one of the most recognizable AI tools out there. So it's an automation tool that connects different apps and services in a workflow without having to use coding. One of its most recognizable features is Zaps, the creation of Zaps. So let's create a new Zap and you're gonna see along the way what is the purpose of a Zap. This is how a clean slate looks like. So we have a trigger and we have multiple actions, or we could have multiple triggers as well. Let's create a new trigger. Let's say someone books a meeting on our Google Calendar, right? So let's select Google Calendar. Let's select trigger event. We have a lot of events here. So we have event canceled, ended, event started, new calendar, new event. Let's say new event. This is instant, by the way. I connected my Google account here. Let's click continue. Let's select my calendar. Let's go with the test. So this trigger should be followed by an action. So let's click on action and let's select Slack, and the action event should be something that will let my team know that we just got a new booking. Let's say send a specific channel a message. Click on that, click continue. Let's select the channel. For example, in this case, we just got a new sales meeting. So let's select the sales channel. So we could say something like, hey guys, we just got a new sales meeting with, and I want to put the name of the attendee here. So I'm going to press this plus button and there are thousands of options. Let's select, where is it? Let's select attendees. This meeting is a, let's say, sales meeting. So select kind and write, and it will start at start time zone. Okay, this is how the message will look like. If you want, you can send this as a bot, or if you don't want to, it will be sent from someone from the team. If you want it to be sent from a bot, you can name the bot the way you want it to. You can select an icon. You can include a link to this Zap if you want to. I don't usually do that. You can attach an image. You can schedule it if you need to schedule it, but usually there are Zaps that need to be scheduled and Zaps that don't need to be scheduled. For example, this one doesn't need to be scheduled. It's a Zap that should appear in my Slack channel as soon as possible. Go ahead and click continue, test the step, and I just got this message. As you can see right here from Zapier, I just got this Zap that says, hey guys, we just got a new sales meeting with the email, response status accepted, email, this is my email, organizer true, response status accepted. This meeting is a calendar event. I didn't yet set up this calendar event, so Zapier doesn't know if it's a sales call or an onboarding call or whatever, and it will start at Europe, Bucharest. Okay, so I need to still tweak this message because there are some things in here that I don't want to be here. For example, organizer true. Nobody cares about that. Response status accepted. Nobody cares about that. Also, it appears. Also, it appears 2 times, once here and once here. So I need to tweak this message a bit, and once it's done, it's gonna look something like this. So we all know now what Zapier does. This is a really basic form of what a Zap can do. There's this cool thing that I wanted to show you inside of Zapier. It's called popular templates, and you can see templates that other people are using. For example, this one is used by 8,000 people. So let's click on that and see how does it look like. Okay, so it looks like this. All you have to do is just connect your Gmail account and put the conditions in here. And after that, Google Sheets, create spreadsheet, select your action event to be whatever you want it to be, connect your account and test it. And if you click on Discover, you're gonna find lots of templates depending on what you're looking for. You can have lead management, sales pipeline, marketing campaigns, customer support, data management, project management, and tickets. And of course, there are a lot of complex ones, for example, such as incident management templates. Click on this, and you're gonna see that this has multiple steps. Let's try it and let's just see how does it look like. This one has 4 steps. It is coded, so all you have to do is put your own information in here, and there you go, you have an incident management Zap. Other than that, Zapier also uses tables, and you can basically build amazing tables with the help of Zapier that are automatically updated according to the information that you're feeding the table. Next up, they also have interfaces, which is a bit more complex. You can create forms, web pages, and apps in order to power your workflows. And they have some pretty interesting things going on here, such as chatbots, Canvas, where if you're a visual person like myself, this would help you a lot. For example, let's click on this pre-made canvas. It's an onboarding canvas and it looks something like this. So you know what steps to follow when you're getting a new customer or when you're onboarding a new team member. You can have it all here. And finally, they have AI agents. And Zapier's AI agents, although it's still in beta, it still does an amazing job. And you can have your own AI bot that will personally help you, and you will have your own AI bot that could personally help you regarding of what kind of help do you need. So it takes a lot of the things that Zapier already has and integrates them in a AI agent where you can directly speak with the agent and tell it what you want to do. And in this case, they generated some kind of a conversation between Christine and this AI agent. And Christine told the agent to send the dossier to the sales team in the Slack channel in order to prepare them for the call, followed by the AI agent's confirmation of what they just did. This is an amazing thing because you would usually need to do this manually. Even if you have a Zapier, the Zap will be there, but you need to manually send it because it's a one-off action, so you only do it one time. You need to manually send it. Now that you have this AI agent by your side, it acts like a personal assistant. So when you're creating your new agent, you can name it the way you want to name it. You can start from scratch, you can give it a name, or you can use a template that they already have here. Let's say we're gonna hire a support email agent. So let's click on that. And it says right here, behaviors. When I get a new email, look at the contents and determine if it's a question from a customer. If it's a customer question, look up the answer in and give it the source. If you find an answer to the question there, create a draft and reply the customer in a direct courteous tone with the correct answer. Important, do not attempt to answer the question if you do not see a good answer in the attached data source. So you need to feed it a data source in order for you to correctly understand what they can work with. Do not make up information and do not try to be helpful when you do not know the correct answer. You have lots of templates and the possibilities are pretty much endless. That's about it for Zapier. Alright guys, so I want to give out the good tools to the ones that are staying until the end. So if you're watching this, you definitely deserve to know about this next tool. To be honest, this is one of my top favorites, and it turned a 3-hour-long interview into a perfectly organized document real time. And the accuracy is actually insane. Let me show you. Alright guys, so next up we're going to talk about Otter.ai. This tool is pretty similar to Fireflies, we spoke about it earlier, but it pretty much serves a different purpose. And while Fireflies.ai has this meeting on transcribing the notes and using AI to tell you what the meeting was about, Otter.ai puts a really big accent on transcribing your notes live. And while Fireflies integrates with big CRM tools, Otter, it's a bit simpler and it integrates with Zoom, Google Meetings, so on and so forth. Alright, so let's start for free. Alright, so first things first, we get to set up Otter. Otter will join schedule Zoom, Google, and Microsoft meetings, meetings where I am the host or meetings where I manually select. Let's select meetings where I am the host and share notes with everyone or just me. Let's select just me and let's click next. Alright, so next up they are telling you about their workspace, which looks similar to Slack. Alright, and just as it was the case with Fireflies, we have the option to record or import a new meeting. Now, it has an interesting thing here. It's a blue button that says record. If you click this, you can basically record an audio conversation. Maybe you can have a phone conversation with someone on the phone, and Otter can help you record and transcribe everything. So all you have to do is click on this and start speaking in the microphone. You can have a full conversation with someone, and that other person can respond to you on the other end of the phone. Otter will automatically transcribe all of the meeting, and it can give you notes. And you can also speak with an AI assistant and ask it anything about the meeting. It will be able to tell you everything you need to know. All right, guys, so let's stop this meeting. So I have an option to speak with the AI agent right here in the bottom of the page, and I can ask it anything about our conversation. So let's just say, what was our last conversation about? Spot on. You discuss how Otter can automatically transcribe a full conversation between people, even over the phone. You mentioned that Otter provides notes from these transcripts and that users can interact with AI to ask questions. It's pretty much on point. Let's see if we can actually import a meeting. Let's import our Julian meeting that we use for Fireflies. Alright, so now that we have all of the transcript of our conversation, we can use, like right here on the right hand side, we can use the AI chat, outline, or comments. Let's use the AI chat and ask it what decisions were made. Let's click on that and see what answer do we get. Alright, so this is pretty accurate, but let's see. I tried upselling this guy to a mentorship program of mine. So let's ask Otter if that happened. Yes, a mentorship program was extensively discussed. The speaker described a 3-month mentorship where he helps beginners reach $10,000 per month in sales. That is completely true. The program includes building a professional store, building access, initial price for... Yes, this is perfectly true. The initial price is $4K and we negotiated at $2.8K. Now, I think that there are some downsides to this. Let's see something more subjective. From a scale from 1 to 10, how well would you rate this conversation regarding the chemistry between me and the prospect? Let's hit enter and let's see what Otter can tell us. Based on the conversation, I would rate the chemistry between you and the prospect around a 6 or 7 out of 10. And it also gave me some positive chemistry indicators and slightly limiting factors. Yeah, so overall, it gave an amazing report, and I would definitely use this for my business meetings as well. Although Fireflies is a bit more complex and you can use it with CRMs and integrate it with a lot of things, I think that Otter has something that 90% of the people that are working with it could resonate with. And I don't think that you as a normal day-to-day human being would need anything more than this. So let's move on to the next one. And finally, this AI tool is absolutely insane. It managed an entire project automatically and it spotted problems before they even appeared. To be honest, I've never seen anything like this, and I'm familiar with project management tools. Guys, I told you I was gonna leave the best for last. That is why for tool number 10, we're gonna talk about Napkin. You probably didn't heard about this app yet because it's still in beta, but it's one of my new favorite things right now. So this tool allows you to get visuals from your text, and all you have to do is input text and they're gonna generate visuals just like these ones that you see on the screen right now. And the way it works, you start pasting or writing your text, and the way it works is you're gonna start pasting or writing your text, and this is going to write as a prompt. Next up, all you have to do is click on this button to generate visuals, and then you can edit those visuals in order to make them yours, and you can use them basically anywhere. So Napkin looks like this, and the way you can input a prompt is either write it manually like I'm about to do now. Alright, so the input I gave it is create a graph showing me how much AI has changed computing power. Compare 2010 with 2025. And all you have to do now is select the text and click on this blue icon. It's gonna start working. So we already have some basic styles. It looks like this. It's pretty interesting. Of course, you can change this. Now, if you have some specific numbers, you can click on that and you can go here and change this. For example, this is 53 and this will be 566, and it's gonna automatically adjust their sizes, you see. But if you really want to take this to the next level, I encourage you to go to a GPT such as ChatGPT. So you can write something like this. I'm using the app Napkin.ai. This app needs a text input and it generates an amazing graph based on that. I want you to write me the prompt. I want the prompt to be about the population of jaguars in the rainforests in Brazil versus Peru. Hit enter. It's going to generate a prompt. So all you have to do is take this prompt, and given the fact that it's written with ChatGPT, you can pretty much guarantee there's going to be a good prompt. Click on new napkin. Let's do a blank one. Paste it here. select the text and click on this button again. And there you go. We already have our first results. You see, it looks amazing, and it actually uses emojis with jaguars and with like feline cats and with jungles, all kinds of amazing graphs, and you can pick the one that you think resonates the best with what you're doing. And finally, with Napkin, you have the option to draft a new napkin with the help of AI. And it basically works just like ChatGPT. You can write a prompt and you're gonna generate text content, and you can use that text content to generate the napkin. Let's click on something random from here. Just click continue. You're gonna get a lot of like GPT created content about that specific topic, and you can go here, take anything from here and click on the blue button. It's gonna generate a graph based on this. You can use this in lots of presentations, and when you're saving them, you can actually click on it. You can export it with the background, without the background, with a big or small resolution, in PNG, SVG, and PDF. You can do a light mode or dark mode, so you can pretty much do whatever you want to do with it. And as I promised you in the beginning of the video, we have a bonus, which is tool number 11. And what this tool does is still a mystery to me. It basically turns any input that you give it in form of text into these amazing graphs. Let me show you how it works really quick. Guys, these AI tools that I've talked about in this video are completely changing the game. I literally tested hundreds of tools just to get to this list. They are absolutely insane. And what is the best part about it is that most people don't even know they exist. So if you watch this whole video, you are already one step ahead of your competition. If you want to see more videos just like this one, smash that subscribe button to be the first one who will be notified when we are posting something like this. And I just want to let you know that next week I'm posting something even more incredible. Don't forget to drop a comment below and tell me what is your favorite tool on this list. I promise you I'm gonna read all of the comments. That's it for today. See you in the next one. Bye bye.